Hey there, fellow recording nerds. So it's been a very interesting couple of weeks. For one reason or another, the channel has really started to take off. That's awesome, and I'd like to thank everyone for checking it out and hitting that subscribe button. You guys are great. If my delivery is a little soft today or a little off, that's because I just spent the last 2 days in bed sleeping off the cold from hell, so please bear with me. I wanted to give you guys a heads up on what's coming up on the channel in the next few weeks. I'm going to be doing reviews on the Heil PR35 mic, which is a handheld that apparently can be cupped without ruining the sound. I'll also be taking a look at Bias by Positive Grid. I've had a lot of requests for that one, and I'm taking my time with it to get it right. We'll also be taking a look at the drum software that's allowed me to get sounds like this. And I'll be doing another episode of Stupid Texts from Musicians, because the first one took off like I couldn't even imagine. If any of you guys have some texts you'd like me to share for the next episode, PM me over the Spectre Media Facebook page.
I love this page so much. Thanks for all the cool videos and being a total straight dick. The industry needs this so bad. I wanted to get your opinion on some studio gear. I work at a studio and we want to upgrade. Presently, we are using Pro Tools 10 and a DigiDesign desk and a PreSonus 808 on the ADAT. It's nice, but not up to date. Personally, I hate Pro Tools, LOL. We have been looking at the new Studio One DAW and it looks really nice. And what is your opinion on the Fireface? Any suggestions for other interfaces and preamps? Thanks again. Keep well, and fan all the way from South Africa.
The question you should ask yourself is not, is this up to date? It should be, is an upgrade going to make things sound better? If it works, don't fuck with it. At least with Pro Tools, you'll have compatibility with many other studios. I've never used Studio One, so I really don't have an opinion on it. As for the Fireface, I've had one for about 8 years and it's great. It just sits in my rack and does its job and stays out of the way. It's a fantastic unit and well worth the money. If you've already got a good or halfway decent setup, I'd recommend creating a gold channel where most of your solo stuff will go through, as in everything after you've tracked the drums, guitar, bass, vocals, that sort of thing. I'd recommend checking out the IGS stuff. And any 72 preamp with an Alter 500 compressor is an absolutely killer signal chain.
Hey Glenn, big fan of your stuff. Your tutorials have been extremely helpful and have taught me shit I wouldn't have even thought to do before. Anyway, I got a quick question I hope you can answer on your next viewer's comments. What's the best way to mix vocals without sacrificing the presence/clarity of the instrumental? I've been having trouble to get some of my vocals to sit on top of the rest of the mix. Either it's getting buried by the instruments or just way too loud. Any tips or what I'm doing wrong? Great videos and keep up the awesome work.
Well, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, it all comes down to mic and preamp choice. As in, I never track vocals on the same mic and preamp that I use for the guitars. For guitars, I'll use an SM57 into an API 512C. And for vocals, I'll use an SM7 or U87, depending on the singer, into a Great River MP to NV into a distressor. That way, the different mix elements aren't competing for the exact same frequencies because we've used different preamps and everything's got its own signature. Now, I realize that not everyone has access to that kind of signal chain, so at the very least, I'd recommend one mic for guitar, one mic for vocals. That, and don't be afraid to stomp on the vocals with a compressor to get them behaving better. Just watch out for sibilants.
I'm interested to hear more about that make every snare a rimshot thing. I mean, can most drummers actually pull this off consistently? I'm from the pre-sequencer era where you just had to do everything the hard way. I think I was fairly good, but from what I've seen and heard online, and I have to be brutally honest here, many young kids just play circles around me. You'd think all the live studio tricks and cheats would breed a generation of sloppy drummers, but I found just the opposite to be true. It's a really beautiful thing. Jesus, I'm in my 40s, so I can't even look good doing it anymore. Making a ring shot every single hit sounds like a huge task to me, but I'm wondering, is that just standard ability now?
The steady rim shot thing has actually been around for quite a while. And not just in metal either. Someone mentioned to me in the comments a while back that they read in a jazz book about how every accent beat should be a rim shot, and that makes perfect sense. And if you pay attention, you'll hear that rim shot snare across all genres. Even country guys do it. But don't take my word for it. Go put on Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind or Judas Priest, British Steel, and it's all rimshot snare. And it's not that big a deal, actually. You just need to alter your technique a little bit. Hell, we had Cam Fleury doing it the other night.
New subscriber here. Love your videos. I'm a bedroom recording guy, so I've been stuck using Superior Drummer and such for decent drum sounds. But eventually, I'd like to get a real kit to record once I have space. Any tips on where to start looking for a decent sounding drum kit without emptying my bank account? I'm a guitar guy mostly, so I really don't know anything about drum gear.
Yeah, there's all sorts of options. Pacifics, Tama Rockstars, Yamaha Stage Customs, and Gretsch kits have all come into my studio and sounded pretty good. I think the ones that I've listed here all come in under $1,000, so hopefully that's low price for you. I think my personal favorite was the Yamaha Stage Custom kit. I was very impressed with the sound of that one. Check out your local Craigslist and shop around because deals can be found. Good luck, dude.
What's the difference between running my guitar into a DI box and my audio interface? Thanks for all the great videos.
A DI box will give you a cleaner signal. It's dedicated specifically to taking a DI rather than trying to do everything. Besides, a great DI box will last you a lifetime, and you will upgrade your interface numerous times throughout your career. I've had this Countryman DI for several years now, and it's fantastic. And it's built like a tank. Your interface's direct input will get the job done, but I would recommend updating to a dedicated DI eventually. It will give you a better sound.
Hey Glenn, I was just wondering if you had any recommendations on a pair of headphones to use. I'm looking for a pair for general listening purposes. I'm not afraid to spend a little cash, but would like to get a good deal. I was looking at the Behringer HPS 3000 studio headphones. I have heard they are extremely cheap and have a great sound quality. Unfortunately, they are uncomfortable after an hour or so, and I will be using them for work, which is about 5+ hours a day. Hope you can help me, man. Thanks.
I see this all the time. When it comes to headphones, the one recommendation I can make is stay the hell out of the big box electronics retailers. They're completely overpriced for what they are. For my money, I like the AKG K77s. They're decent sounding, they won't break the bank, and they're very durable. Of course, headphones are pretty subjective, so go to a music store and try out a few sets to see what you like. But I can't recommend mixing on headphones. They lie, and you will not get good translation into the real world. I know some guys do it, but me personally, I just can't recommend it. So take that for what it's worth.
Your drum live room is smaller than I expected, yet it yields great results. What is its dimensions, and what have you done with it to get it to sound how it does now? Is it isolated well?
My drum room is roughly 20 feet by 10 feet with a 10-foot ceiling. We built a giant Helmholtz resonator into the largest wall, and originally it had a cloth wall with some custom-made acoustic hangers, which is pretty much rock wool insulation hanging from some wire. I tore that out a couple of years ago to make some more floor space, and I put in some handmade corner traps, which really tightened up the bottom end. So much so that I was kind of kicking myself that I didn't do it 10 years earlier. I also have my guitar cabinets out in that room, and I'll tell you, the bottom end on my guitar sound improved immensely when I put those traps in. I've really got to get around to making an episode on how to build your own traps. They're fairly inexpensive to make, and they will make your life a lot easier, especially come mix time.
You speak very highly of the Reaper plugins, but what is your opinion of the DAW itself? I use it purely for home recordings and would like to know if you think it is a decent piece of software.
I think it's a great piece of software. I've been using it pretty much every day for the last 5 months now, and I really like it. I just hope they get the layer system fixed, because as of right now, it's kind of fucking useless. Other than that, the mixing, editing, and live monitoring are fantastic. And you just can't go wrong with the price. Check it out if you haven't already.
This may fall into the stupid musicians questions category, but have you ever found yourself working with a band who tick all the dumbass boxes so well that you end up thinking, this is it. This is how I end up on the roof of an apartment block with a high-powered rifle?
Oh yeah. Although I never quite considered the high-powered rifle option, there was one project that made me question whether or not I really wanted to continue recording as a career. And I'm talking about 2004's Pursuit of the Sun and Allure of the Earth by Woods of Ypres. Most of that band was pretty great to work with the exception of one person who I'm not going to name. Unreasonable would be a great one-word description of that guy. And I've always said that the sound of that record is the sound of a band disintegrating. And unfortunately, I was at the center of that, and it was a total fucking nightmare. And to this day, I still can't stand listening to it. Okay guys, I just want to let you know that the original run of Stop Cupping the Mic shirts sold out in almost a day. And now I am totally restocked. So if you've got a singer that just won't listen to reason, get them one of these. I've also got plenty of Rule Number 2 shirts available as well, and you can find those for sale at spectremedia.ca/shop, and the link is in the description below. Shipping for sizes XL and under is only $10 worldwide. That's it for this episode. Keep your eyes open for those gear reviews. And if you have any stupid text that you would like to share for the next episode, message them to me over Facebook and they just might make it in. I'll see you next time, guys.